Having a car battery die is a very stressful experience. And then when you add in the very high cost of replacing a car battery, it just adds more stress to the situation. So I started wondering where the best place to buy a car battery is. I was really surprised to find out that I could save over 40% by changing which store I bought my car batteries from. Hi, I'm Cindy from Smart Family Money. I help you learn how to shop smarter, save money, and save time so you can get back to changing the world. I've owned a lot of cars over the years, and I've bought a lot of car batteries. And most of them I bought from my local auto parts store because it was convenient, they'd install it for me, and I thought that was the best place to get them. Well, I was really surprised to find out that's really not the best place to get them. So before we get into where the best place to buy car batteries, let's talk a little bit about the differences in car batteries. There are two main types. There are lead acid batteries that have been around forever, and that's your basic car battery. And then there are AGM batteries. AGM stands for Absorbed Glass Mat batteries, and they are used in some newer cars, especially the ones that have the start and stop features that stop the engine when you're waiting at a light. So if you have a car that requires an AGM battery, it's going to state it in your car manual, and you will probably already know it, especially if it has that kind of feature. Otherwise, if you don't have a car like that, a lead acid battery is probably fine. It's all you need. There's really no advantage to going with an AGM if it's not one your car requires. The next thing you need to know about buying a car battery is core charges. You might see listed on the price of a car battery that it'll say something like plus $18 core charge. A core charge is required by state law in many places, and it is a charge that the store has to charge you if you don't return your used battery at the same time you're buying the new one. It's to encourage recycling of the used batteries. So if you buy a new battery and you don't turn in your used one, you're charged the core charge. They range from about $15 to $22 is what I have seen at stores near me. But then later you can bring back your used car battery, turn it in for recycling, and you'll get a refund of that core charge. So as long as you're not hanging on to your used car battery in your garage, which you wouldn't want to anyway, you're not going to permanently owe that core charge. It's just kind of a deposit. When you're shopping for car batteries, also be aware of the warranties on the batteries. Most car batteries these days have about a 2 or 3 year replacement warranty. So that means if anything happens and that battery dies in the first 2 or 3 years, you'll be able to get a replacement for free. Car battery warranties used to have a certain period of time that had a full warranty, and then a certain period of time after that where they had a prorated warranty. So you might see a warranty of 3/5 would be 3 years full replacement and 5 years prorated, where they give you a partial refund in that 4th or 5th year. That seems to be going away. I haven't really seen that on many car batteries now. It seems like it's changed in the last couple of years. But anyway, that 2 or 3 year warranty will cover you in that time. But if your car battery dies during that warranty period, most places will require that you bring it in and have it tested to make sure that the battery is actually dead before they'll replace it, which can be a little bit of a hassle, but it's worth it to get your car battery replaced for free if needed. Costco is the one exception I know to this rule. If you have a battery die during that 3-year warranty period that they offer, if you bring in the dead battery, they will just return it and give you a new one, no questions asked. They don't test it. This can be nice because there's less of a hassle, but it can also be a negative because sometimes it is nice to know if the car battery is actually dead or if you're having something else going on with your car that's making it act like it has a dead battery when there's really some other issue. So let's look at some example prices. When you're shopping for a car battery, there's going to be a size that will fit your car. And generally, each store is only going to have 1 or 2 batteries that fit the size that you need for your car. So there are not going to be many choices when you're looking at the different stores. Each store is just going to have 1 or 2 that will fit. So to compare prices, I took a look at size 96R, which is the battery size that fits a Ford Escape. And I thought that was a pretty common one. We could just take a look at that one. So let's look at what that costs at some different stores. The least expensive was Costco at $97, and Sam's and Walmart were pretty close at $100 each. When you look at the auto parts stores, they were much more expensive. Napa was $160, and Advance Auto Parts and AutoZone were both $170. That's a difference of over 40% between AutoZone and Advance Auto Parts and the prices at Costco, Sam's, or Walmart. That is a giant difference in price. Now, when you're looking at that huge difference in price between $170 and $100, you might be wondering, does it matter which place I buy it? Is that Walmart battery a piece of junk compared to that AutoZone battery for $170? Well, it turns out there are only 3 manufacturers of car batteries in the entire world. In the United States, 50% of car batteries come from one manufacturer. Now, when they come from one manufacturer, that doesn't mean they're absolutely identical between stores, but you can feel pretty good that they're all pretty close in quality. There really is not much difference between a car battery from one store to another. So what is the difference between that $100 Walmart battery and the $170 AutoZone battery? Nothing really. The sticker on the outside of it is probably the only difference. Now, another difference you might wonder about between stores is who's going to install it for free. At the auto parts stores, they generally will quickly install it for you for free. Well, at Walmart, if there is a car center in the Walmart, which not all of them do, the car center will install it for free during their hours. At Walmart, you can buy car batteries outside the hours of the car center, but there's only someone available to install it during those hours. Sam's Club also offers totally free installation with their car batteries. Costco, which was the least expensive on this list, does not offer installation of car batteries. It's just not something they do there. They install tires, but they don't install batteries. So if you buy one of the batteries from Costco, it's a good deal, but you're going to have to install it yourself. So to sum it up, if you want to save a lot of money on your car battery, definitely check out Walmart or Sam's if you want to get free installation, or Costco's a great choice too if you don't mind putting it in yourself. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.